Welcome to Fit for Life. We're going to do yoga today because I think it's important. And part of being fit is being relaxed and not being stressed out 24 hours a day. So yoga can really help with that. Yoga's been around, 4,000, 5,000 years. If it's lasted this long, and so many people are doing it, and even children, and doing yoga with children. They're doing yoga in prisons. They're doing yoga in nursing homes. They're doing it everywhere. And it does help, but you have to do it. You have to calm down, and that's difficult for some of us. And I have such a busy life. I should do it more. I say I'm going to do it, and then I start doing something else. So I am really trying to get into the habit because stress is very bad for your health, as you know. So that's just a little basic history of yoga. The word yoga means to yoke mind and body. The mind and body are not separate. One affects the other, and I'm pretty sure most of you know that. So let's get started with the salute to the sun. Now, the salute to the sun has many movements. I'm going to say maybe 10 to 12 movements. We're just going to do a couple just to get started. All right, so you're going to breathe up through your nose. The breathing is very important in yoga, bringing those arms up, and then you're going to relax and just come forward. Now, if you were standing, it would be something like this, and then you'd bring your arms down, and then you'd go down on the floor, and the legs would go back. So we don't do yoga on the floor, not on this show. This is more of a beginning, actually. So let's try it again. Come forward in the chair. As I said, you're going to bring those arms up. Good. And the breath, just doing this breathing is going to relax you. So you're going to maybe get a little quiet when you get up, when we finish our show here, and just want to be alone and relax and meditate on your own. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the yoga breath. The yoga breath is wonderful. It's mandatory with yoga. I mean, one goes with the other. So you're doing the yoga breath with all the different asanas, they call them, asanas. Some people call them positions. Some people call them forms. You might use form more with Tai Chi. I'm not sure about that, but yes. So I'd just like to, as I said, give you a little basics first. All right, wonderful. So I want you to come forward in your chair. With yoga, we do a little stretching for the spine. So we're going to breathe up, up, up through the nose, and then come forward. Let your arms just drop forward. You can touch your ankle or hold on if you want. Keep your head up. We do this in our other classes too. But I just think the spine and yoga does help to make the spine more supple, to stretch it out a little bit, relax it. So we're going to breathe up, bring those arms up. And then we're going to breathe out as we come forward. And this can be done standing also. One of the asanas is called forward bend. Of course, they're in another language, so they're not that easy to say sometimes and to memorize. Also, we're going to do some extension. Your extension for yoga. We're stretching, reaching up, reach way up, and reach way up. So this is great for the spine, to elongate the spine. So this is called extension, extending the spine. Grab that wrist, pull that arm all the way up if you can, and then we'll bring the arms down slowly. You're going to sit back just a little bit, and we're going to do some rotation. So let's take a breath first, up through the nose. Holding for a couple of seconds, and exhale as you turn. You can hold on to the arms of the chair. I'll put one arm here, and all you're going to do is turn. How does this feel when you turn? Does anything hurt? So pay attention to how you feel when you do something, especially something new. Now, as we come back, we're going to breathe up through the nose. Hold for 2, and then exhale to the opposite side, and just, oh, that feels good. Pull yourself around. Pull those shoulders down, please. And then we'll come back. So what else can the spine do? The spine can bend. So let's take this hand, cross it over. Foot comes to the front just for a little bit of just relaxation. So you're going to breathe up, 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 and then bend to the side. Don't let the arm come down. So the spine can bend. Spine is very flexible. As we age, it isn't always too flexible, so that's even more reason to exercise it. So we're going to cross over, breathe up, and bend. Always reaching up. Now this is kind of my stiff side, so you're going to feel it a little bit more on the affected side. Good. And then we're going to come back up. Wonderful. So grab your water. If you do have it with you, you should always have water when we do our show, especially with yoga, because the yoga breath can dry your throat a little bit. All right. So we do a lot of lunging in yoga. That's when we're standing. We are going to stand a little bit today if we have the time. So we're just going to turn those knees. Now the leg that's closest to me, just push that back. We've done this before. And all you're going to do is push that heel back. So a little bit of stretch for this, for your quadriceps, sitting up nice and straight. Great. So if we were standing, we would put the foot flat and we would be lunging. And as I said, we're going to do that later. So we're stretching the front. Now we're going to stretch the back of the leg, your hamstring. Right away, my posture goes. I can feel it. So let's sit up straight. Pull that chin in. Keep your back straight. This one won't be as comfortable. You can feel it kind of in back of the knee. Just do the best you can. I don't expect you to touch your toe, but it could lead to that eventually as you increase your flexibility. So yoga is great for strength, flexibility. It's meditative. It has a meditative component. And then we'll come back up. So we have to do the other side though, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay. So the leg that's closest to me, again, we're going to put it back. Push that heel back. Push it back. Good. You can hold on. Or you can put one hand here, whatever's comfortable. You are forward in your seat. You can reach down if you can do this and lift the leg and pull it back. That's even better. Some of you may be able to do that. All right. Okay, and now we're going to do something called the yoga cat. And I like this one, and this too is good for your spine. It's a wonderful stretch. So you're going to put your hands on your knees, pull your shoulders down if you can, and let's try to straighten out the spine as much as possible. It's not really an arch. It depends on how you're made. For some people, trying to arch might be uncomfortable, especially if they're too rounded already. So just do the best you can, as long as you bring your shoulders down and sit up as straight as you possibly can. So this is part of the yoga cat. The next move is dropping the chin, lifting your shoulders, rounding the back, and I think you're going to naturally just be pulling that abdomen in a little bit. But we want to do this with the yoga breath. So let's breathe up through the nose, shoulders come down, looking up at the ceiling. Wonderful. And while you're here, if you want, you can push your chin up toward the ceiling also. So you'll get a really good stretch all the way down the front of the body, in your back a little bit too. All right, now we're going to do the opposite. So you're going to drop the chin, lift the shoulders, round the back. It's not good posture, but it's great for the spine, and pulling that abdomen in just a little bit. And then we're going to come right back up again. Okay, so that is a great stretch. There's a lot of stretching in yoga. There really is. Let us try the yoga pigeon. So you're going to bring one leg up if you can. If not, you can cross right down here at the ankle. So let's bring that leg up, nice and tall. Always adjust for a good posture. So for some of you, you might only be able to do that. Others may be a little bit more. There are some folks can just get that leg straight out. So we're all, as I said, built a little differently and at different fitness levels. So you're going to push down just a little bit. Hold on with two hands. Now we'll take this hand. So it's that hand. Reach right down here. There's a big space. So one hand is under the leg. One hand is over, and just pull those shoulders down. Let's take a yoga breath right here. So this can be done on the floor too. Breathing up, holding that breath, and then exhaling. As you exhale, the head will probably come down naturally. It's just so relaxing. This kind of breathing also.
It's 1 o'clock.
This kind of breathing also is good for relaxation and for stress. So keep that in mind. Yoga, just the breath itself, you could just sit and meditate. We call it meditation. Again, the mind and the body are connected. So, all right. So how does this feel? Is it tough? You're getting sore? If it is, just stop doing it. But we have to try to do the other side. So here we go. Bringing that leg right up. This leg is a little bit tighter. The hip is tighter. This is for the hip also. So we're going to very gently push that down. We're not doing the yoga breath right now at this moment. So you can just kind of practice very gently, and it will just go down a little bit. This is the pigeon. This too is done on the floor, but we don't go to the floor. So we're doing it our way, and you're still getting a lot of the benefit. So we'll take this hand, feed it or thread it right down. One hand is under the leg, one hand is on top, kind of near the ankle, and pull yourself up straight. I think it's a kind of a good way to have good posture. I mean, it just works that way. Pull that chin in nice and tall. Let's close our eyes, take a breath all the way up. And then hold that breath for 2 seconds and make the exhalation longer than the inhalation if you can. And that head will drop right down. Wonderful. And then we're going to bring our head back up again. So, and again, you don't have to close your eyes, but I tend to do that when I breathe up. Everyone has their own little style of doing things. So grab a sip of your water. We're going to do some standing yoga, which I think you'll enjoy. It does require balance, so yoga is good for balance too. It's really good for everything. Take a course, take a class, read a book, watch the show, and you'll have your own little yoga retreat. Just find a nice quiet place. So let's come forward in the chair. And what I'd like you to do is try to stand up with your hands right here, across your chest. Wonderful. Good. I'm going to move the chair to the side so we'll have a little bit more room. If you want, you can stay behind your chair just in case you need to grab it for balance. You can still do everything. Okay? Nice wide stance. That too might require you to hold on. I do this for the knees, especially when the pants are close. And then we're just going to bend back and forth. Little lunges, easy stuff, nothing to it. Can you bring your arms up when you do this? Now, if your feet are too close, you're not going to be able to do these things. So it might be better to hold on, get behind the chair and hold on. Wonderful. So again, nice lunges. You don't have to do this. We're just keeping that body right in the middle. All right, now stay over here. Grab your chair or the quadricep. Make sure you're slightly forward. Bring that arm up. So let's get the arms involved here a little bit. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Good. So you can see you're strengthening and stretching at the same time. So to the other side, stay right here. Bring that free arm up. Grab the chair. I'll put your hand right here, just above the knee. Reach up now. So it's not this. It's a nice straight arm, as straight as possible. Wonderful. And then we'll come right back up again. All right. Now let's do our version of the yoga triangle. Our version. Arms up. There are different ways to do most of these moves. You're just going to bend. So this part is easy, isn't it? Again, you might have to hold on with this hand. You will see. So you're going to lift up. Try to get that arm up as straight as possible. Just slide down. Just doing that is good for balance, stretching, and strength. We're going to come back up. Let this arm just slide down as you lift the opposite arm up to the ceiling and feel that stretch all the way down your side. It's wonderful. Hold it for as long as you can. And all of this also can be done with the breath, and it should be. But where you're just starting and where I'm explaining a lot, sometimes I do forget to tell you. So try to remember that. Let's do something called the forward bend. And what is it? It's a forward bend. You just drop forward. This is the easy version, easier. Just drop down, keep your head up. Do you feel a stretch in your back? If it's uncomfortable, if there's pain, you're going to stop. And just let the weight of your body pull you down a little bit. So this is a good one. And then we'll come back up. Now, I'm going to do one that I don't think we've tried before. Just holding your hands behind your back, so you don't really have to worry about balancing here. I'm going to put one foot in front, or just grab your chair. Watch that posture. Now you're going to pull that chin right in. Think of tucking under a little bit, pushing the hips forward, and try to lift your arms up just a little bit. You're going to feel it right in here, and people are usually quite stiff there. You're not used to stretching like this. If you want, you can come forward a little bit and do a forward bend here. Good. So technically they're kind of easy. If you want, we can look up at the ceiling, do a little back bend. You might want to hold on to the chair for this one. It's not something you normally do. All right. Now, let's just loosen up a little bit, okay? How do we do that? Just like this. This is another way to exercise. Back and forth. How does that feel? Does it feel good? You don't have to turn your head. You can just look straight ahead. You probably will get a better stretch too. All right, let's lift those arms up, 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 up. Bend your knees and go back. We did this seated, now we're doing it standing. All the way up and down. How does your back feel? How do your knees feel when you bend those knees? So pay attention to that. You don't want it to be pain. Some of us have arthritis in our knees, so you're going to feel it a little bit. But if you don't do anything, that's going to get worse and worse. So we don't want that either. We need to do something. There's always something that you can do. All right, now what I'd like you to do is stay behind your chair. I'm going to turn mine so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to do something called child's pose, which is done lying on the front of the body on the floor. But we're not going to get down on the floor, but we'll do our version of it. Okay. Holding on. You're just going to walk back. Your arms are straight, so they're not bent at all. Walking back, walking back. I'm going to flatten out the back just a little bit. Flatten it out. If you have a mirror you can see, or you can ask someone if there's someone else in the room, if your back is flat or flatter. You're not going to be able to get it totally flat. And then we'll walk back up. You're not used to doing something like that, but it's a good way to get that child's pose in there, which is a real good stretch. So one foot in front, same arm and leg. You're going to lift your arm up. The hips come forward a little bit. Some people call it tucking under a little, or pushing the hips forward to the chair, reaching up, a little bit of a back bend. Now, if you're going to do a back bend, let's try the other side. You want to make sure that you're reaching and tucking under at the same time. You want to do that tuck under because it protects the lower back. If it hurts at all, don't do it. Just a good rule of thumb. So let's kick just to loosen up. We'll do 8 of these. It feels good right here in the quadriceps. I love this one. And 7. Good. One more. All right, we're going to do something called a lunge, and this is done in yoga also. I'm going to face you this way. You can stay where you are. Just step forward. Bend that knee a little bit, and your back foot is flat on the floor. You may need to hold on for this one. Maybe most of you won't, but some of you might have to do that. So that too could be a yoga move. So we're just kind of practicing, right? And then we'll come back. The other side, just step forward. Your heel might be up. That kind of comes up naturally. If you want, you can pull it down and lift it up. Nice stretch for your calf muscle. And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Good. And 7. Easy stuff, right? But it's all for balance. If your balance is poor, you might have trouble with that. So how do you do it? You just hold on to the chair, right? Okay, let's have a seat and relax for a minute. You've done a good job. You've tried everything, I hope. Ah, wonderful. Again, time for water. You know we never drink enough. It looks like I drink a lot of water. Sometimes I don't, so we've got a few minutes left. So I'd like to do a little more stretching for the hamstrings. So we're going to slide forward. And if you were lying down on the floor doing yoga, you would have one or both legs up just to loosen up and just pull that leg right in. Good. So a lot of exercises start or end with this. Drop your chin forward. Just take your time. And then we'll bring the head up, but keep holding if you can. Wonderful. My eyes are closed. Are yours closed? All right, we'll put that leg down. Again, when you do it on your own, try to hold for at least 20 seconds. If you can do it longer, that's great. So we're pulling that leg right in, aren't we? Oh, yeah. Feels pretty good. Wonderful. Yoga is also good for your posture, if you remember to do it, right? So we're going to just sit back, turn the legs, not turn, just sort of bring them over. Take this arm and throw it over the back of the chair. All right, and we're going to turn the head in the opposite direction. This is great for your posture and for getting a good stretch right here. Wonderful. Let's try the other side. Sitting back, taking this free arm and just throw it over the back, but look in the opposite direction. We've done this one before. Wonderful. And then we'll come back. Now there's a pose that you often see in a picture when yoga classes are being advertised, or it might be a book on yoga, and you see people doing the lotus. They're sitting down with their legs like this. And it is done on the floor, but we're not going to do it on the floor. But just to get the feeling of it, just kind of cross one foot over the other. Some people can do it. And very gently push down. Just push that leg down. If you want to try it on your own, if you've been exercising and you feel you can do it, or at least a little bit, let's try the other side. Just push that right down. Wonderful. I can feel it. Good. Now hold on to your knees, pull yourself up, pull those shoulders down. We're almost done. We could do 1,000 things, but I think we've done enough for now. So let's take a breath together all the way up through the nose, holding that breath, and exhale. Make that exhalation as long as you can. Let your chin just drop down in relaxation. And we're going to bring our head back up again. And for the next 2 minutes, we're going to do nothing. We're just going to get a little meditative here. Do our yoga breathing. Try to concentrate on something, anything that relaxes you, that you find relaxing. The weather is cold, so I think about a fireplace, looking into it. I can hear it crackling now, and that's what I'm going to think about. So that's how we're going to end the show. So I'll see you next time. We always have something good for you, hopefully some new things too. So let's sit back, close our eyes, and just do nothing. And I mean it. I want you to do that yoga breath. That will keep your mind fixed or fixated on whatever you're thinking about. So here we go. Bye for now.